Well, the story of Big Jake Bjarnason was an interesting one. He was an officer that served in the Ballard police force when Ballard was still its own city, and then he served as a Seattle police officer. We have several pictures of Big Jake in both departments, as well as a plaster bust of him, which was made, we believe, in the late 1920s before he died. He was an interesting man. He stood well over 7 feet tall.
He had a presence. And he didn't require a pistol. He only had a billy club. What else would you need anymore?
He was known as the Gentle Giant. He was adored by the citizens of Ballard and Seattle, and feared by the criminals. His presence and stature was enough to convince most people to go along with the program if he had to arrest them. The Nordic Heritage Museum published an article that his grandnephew wrote, which was read by a gentleman in Ballard, who in turn contacted me at the police museum by letter, indicating that he had found Big Jake's grave at Evergreen Washelli, and that he had not received a real proper burial.
When I found it, it was all covered in grass, including that one. So he didn't even know they were here. And a groundskeeper helped me. He located both edges of the marker and then peeled the sod back. I did not have any expectation of what to see because it had not been described in the article what kind of marker it was. I didn't even know it was temporary until I met the staff at the office area to tell me it was a marker made out of cement. And back in 1927, it cost just $1. I was anxious to see what it was, but now it's been cleaned up really nicely so you can see that where it is. I believe that an individual who has a marker in a cemetery should be maintained. And to see it all covered with grass and not even be able to locate it was a little bit distressing.
Well, the police department didn't give him a proper ceremony. The people that are really responsible for Big Jake getting his memorial coming up in May are the folks like John, who notified us, like the Nordic Heritage Museum, who published the article, and Queering Monuments donating their time and labor and materials to get this to happen. My message to pass on to the younger people is be interested in your life. It's the only one you have. And a lot of that can be learned through the history of your area and your family. So that's why I think it's great that people are getting involved, people are interested, not only in an individual, but their community and their police force. And that's one of the positive stories that comes out of the police department, that you've got a lot of people who care now and cared back then.